They changed their strategy a little bit, and they fought their way back in.
There it is, game, set, and match.
Hello and welcome to the 2024-2025 APTA Tour. We are live from the Ridgewood Country Club in Paramus, New Jersey, bringing you the Ridgewood Classic, with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsors, Ollie and Corian. Tournament support has been provided by the following local sponsors: Ridgewood Country Club, Xenon Paddle. I'm Dave Broderick, along with Denise Murphy, bringing you the women's semifinal matchup between Florentina Hanisch and her partner Taya Paycheck, and they will be taking on Kerry Delmonico and Lauren Gebbia. Denise, welcome to the match. Welcome to the booth, and why don't you announce the players for us?
All right. Thanks, Dave. I'm excited to be calling this match with you today. So in the forecourt, in the pink headband with the white and pink shoes, is Taya Page. And her partner, who is putting her coat down, wearing the black visor and white shoes, is Flor Hanisch. They're kind of walking around now. But now in the forecourt, in the blue hoodie and white hat, on the ad side, which is to the left of our screen, is Kerry Delmonico. And her partner, Lauren Gebbia, is on the far side in the white visor. So once they finish warming up their serves and returns, Dave, we can re-announce because they've kind of gotten scattered out here. But really excited to call this match with you. I don't believe these two teams have met each other because, as everybody knows, that Flor Hanisch typically plays with Anna Zabori. So to be mixing up these teams, facing each other today will be super exciting, and I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Ladies
I
and
think
gentlemen,
it's
this
going to be a really fun
quarterfinal,
match.
semifinal round match is best of 3 sets with tiebreak.
Our chair umpire, Derek Yost, will make some announcements.
Once we get set, to my left from Watchung, New Jersey, in the deuce court will be Florentina Hanisch. Her partner in the ad court from Stanford, Connecticut, Taya Page. To my right in the ad court from Summit, New Jersey, is Kerry Delmonico. Her partner in the deuce court from Nanuet, New York, Lauren Gebbia. Hanisch and Page have won the toss and elected to receive.
All right.
All right, so again, Denise, that was our chair umpire, Derek Yost. Not surprising that Hanisch and Paycheck won the toss and elected to receive. But to your point, what you were starting to say before is, I think this is going to be a really good matchup. We haven't seen these teams play before. All four very talented players are out there, and I think it's going to be, what do you think some of the keys to this match might be?
I mean, there's a lot of experience out here. So I think as far as Hanisch and Page, I know, Page is an exceptional player, but fairly new to the game compared to the other three. So I'm sure she's going to be leaning on Hanisch for some, just to tap into her experience and her history of playing against Delmonico and Gebbia. So it's really just like a battle of the wits here, I believe, because the talent level is going to be awesome. It just depends on how the team utilizes their strengths and minimizes their weaknesses. So the scoring system today, Dave, will be 2 out of 3 sets regular scoring, and if it goes into a third set, we're gonna play that out. And as you said, we want to thank special thanks to the chair ump, Derek Yost, for volunteering his time and sitting up there for what sometimes can be a very long match. So appreciate sitting up there and battling the weather today and calling a match.
And yeah, it's Denise. It's a beautiful day here in New Jersey. It's I don't want to say it's not cold, but it's it's comfortable. The players, it should be pretty good. There's not much sun out, so that's good. And again, the Ridgewood Country Club's a beautiful setting, and always a great event, the Ridgewood Classic. And it looks like Kerry Delmonico is going to take us out to serve.
Awesome. And returning is Flor Hanish.
Love 15.
Big backhand there by Flor Hanish. I think it caught Kerry Delmonico by surprise a little bit.
Yep. Well, her eyes kind of track that lob also, which you never want to kind of even a little bit glance back because something big could be coming your way.
In for a surprise potentially.
Yes.
Love 30.
It's interesting just straight away, just stepping in and really applying a pressure on any kind of off pace or shorter overheads coming from Hanish and Page. I like it.
And that was a pretty big forehand there by Flor Hanish. And that'll be interesting to see. And Delmonico and Gebbia are at the net. How many overheads do they potentially hit a little bit too far to the Hanish forehand? And is she going to step in and crush him like we just saw her do on the previous point?
Mm-hmm. That was a great read by Delmonico. She started running even before Hanish hit that ball.
We see Gebbia down in the left of the bottom of your screen in the black jacket, and Delmonico with the blue jacket to the right. And I think Kerry's going to play a very smart game. She moves the ball around, she hits her spots, and
40.
Lauren's going to be the one. Gebbia is going to be the one where she swings big, both forehand and backhand. Just hit that one a little bit long, but I think you're going to see Kerry setting a lot of plays up and a lot of shots up for Gebbia. But again, Kerry likes to sort of ink balls, hit spots, and blitz in behind it as well. So,
yeah, Delmonico is a very crafty player. You never quite know where the ball is going until it's headed there. She knows, but it's tough to read. And she does a lot of like probing off-pace drives, which to your point, like you just mentioned, will set up Gebbia, who brings firepower from both her forehand and backhand. So that's kind of the play we're going to probably see unfold here.
Page, they lead the first set 1-0.
Okay. Hanish and Page, go ahead,
sorry,
Dave. I was just going to say, I really like Hanish and Page are really starting off putting pressure, just stepping up, staying close to the baseline, and just looking to capitalize on those softer, slightly shorter overheads. And that's giving Delmonico and Gebbia a little trouble, but knowing their experience, and they'll make adjustments to that. But so far, I like the aggressive start by Hanish and Page. Hanish just served, and Lauren Gebbia just returned.
Denise, I wish I didn't let you talk first, because that's what I was going to say.
It's like we're reading each other's minds, Dave.
Yeah. But I think to go back to the previous game, I think Hanish and Page lobbed really well. They got Gebbia Delmonico off of the net. And to your point, they were able to get some short overheads and step in and really apply pressure with big forehands and backhands.
Mm-hmm. Hanish serving, Delmonico returning. That's just a great lob by Delmonico to give Gebbia that look.
I think when I'm watching these matches, whether it's the men, the women, I just think when the overhead's going from one side of the court to the other, that's going to give Kerry the ability to hit those down the line lobs to what you were just pointing out. And I think that's going to create space for them, as you see here. You know, I don't mind that ball going cross court. I like that overhead straight ahead really well by Patrick.
15 all.
Maybe
That's a
going
great-
for a little bit too much there.
It's a
But I
great
think if
point,
that
though.
ball's going to go from one side of the court to the other, they really want to get it into the screen because of the volley lob ability by Delmonico.
Yeah.
30-15.
Just out. I like how Gebby and Delmonico just switched in the backcourt, giving him a little bit different look. It really makes the net team think of adjusting their targets based on which side each player is playing. So switch again. I like it. Very smooth. Tough one.
40-15.
Yeah, that may have been a little bit too short to try to jump on that.
Yeah.
That play good overhead there by Floor Hanish, making sure it gets into a screen.
Great return by Gebbia. She's really stepping into that.
Game, Hunted, pitch. They lead the first set 2-0.
So Gebbia to serve. And now just, again, I think for Delmonico and Gebbia, they just going to have to clean some things up here. They're getting looks, they're getting chances, but you know, they're not putting a whole lot of pressure on, just making some uncharacteristic mistakes. Routine balls they're not putting into play. And part of that is also, you know, a team like Hanish and Patrick,
15 all.
they put pressure on you. You know, they make you go for a little bit more to make the shot a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I definitely we're in the let's feel out what our opponents are bringing time in the match. You know, I am certain Delmonico and Gebbia will clean up some of their execution errors. They're just trying to
15,
figure out
30.
what works best, and perhaps to your point, like going for a little bit too much. But you never want another team, as you know, Dave, to force you into making low percentage choices just because of their positioning or
15,
because
40.
of what's coming. You know, it's and
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm seeing. They're trying to maybe perhaps hit too deep of lobs, go for too much of an angle, but those execution errors and decision errors will be cleaned up once they find their rhythm.
Game, Hanish, pitch. They lead
But so far, this is going a little fast.
set.
Hanish, Page up 3-0 first set. And again, most of these are just they're just ending on their paddle. They're forcing things a little bit too much, and hopefully they'll just settle in and lengthen out these points a little bit.
I'd like to see a nice long game here by Gebbia and Delmonico.
Yes.
And whether they win the game or they lose the game, I just, I think they have to slow it down a little bit. They've got to hit more balls. Make Hanish and Paycheck just work a little bit harder.
Yeah. Okay. So Taya Page serving, and we've got Lauren Gebbia returning. I like that move.
15.
She capitalized on that really low ball forcing Taya to volley from below the level of the net and following it up. That's a tough shot to make.
Love 30. $15-30.
Okay, I'm doing
Yeah, I think it was.
Just missed that. I like where Carrie Delmonico starts off for her return. Just looking to take time away from the server coming in to make her first volley. See, she's so crafty. She really has many times throughout this match already. Dave, I know they're down 0-3, Delmonico and Gebbia, but when she gets certain balls, it's causing a lot of imbalance in the net team because they're unsure if she's going to do that little shot or lob it, because the setup is the exact same until it's happening.
It's disguised really well.
Yes,
That's a really good drop shot there by Paige.
that's a great ball. That's a great ball. What? That was a sick get. Again, the strategy's definitely middle or ad side.
30,
So that
40.
Gebbia and Delmonico stay very organized at the net. They don't need to move a whole lot when they keep that ball to one side or the middle. So that was a solid point, Dave, that we were looking for, that longer point.
Again, I think, again, just to get them back in the match, get them into a flow, a little bit of a rhythm.
Deuce.
It's right there. She knew where that ball was going. It's just a tricky one that was a little bit deeper perhaps than she wanted. It's tough to one hop that. Oh wow. That was a phenomenal gut by Gebbia. You can hear the crowd, Dave, on that one. They really like that effort to get that little dribble over serve.
You'd almost hear them say, that's going to hurt me tomorrow morning.
I really like the early call. Nice guts.
Advantage, pitch.
I mean, that was a great point. Lob, again, the more off balance you are, the more trouble you're in. That middle's got to be your target.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, that's definitely the spot we want to look for.
Yeah. Dave, I know earlier we were talking about it, but Delmonico is just so casual out there. I mean,
she
she
plays
just,
her own
it just
pace,
looks
yeah.
effortless. Like, You know, I mean, of course, she's a part of that is her experience. She is a previous APTA Nationals champion in 2005 with Isla Maid. So she's just been on top of, you know, she's been the top 5 for sure for the last, I don't even know how many years. So, but she definitely has swag out there and just super chill.
No, she definitely knows what she's doing out there, and
Yeah.
she does it well.
Really nice lobs. Again, the deeper the lob, the less your opponent's going to hurt you, bottom line. Just watching where the feet are going. Hanish and Paige's feet are usually hovering right around the service line.
Game,
You know what that...
Paige, they lead the first set 4 games to love.
The timing of those, you know, blocking that ball from going to the side screen has really caused them a lot of points.
Love 15.
And I don't think it's going to be a big benefit if they were to play it anyway. They're better off just letting it go through.
Yeah, absolutely. The pros versus cons on that shot. It's not going to be a game changer.
Love 30.
All right, we have Delmonico serving. The first point was a foot fault called, which means they lose the point. So I like that little move from Paige coming in. I like these deep middle overheads. It's just, even if they bring offense from the middle, it's so much easier to cut off. There's not nearly as many angles. So if you try to go for too much cross court, I really like this a lot. Just slowing it down.
You know, and there's a mistake. And again, I think it's from keeping that ball more to the middle of the court, because when those overheads are going side to side, that is creating opportunity for Hanish and Pajic when they're on the baseline. It's not even really the speed of their shots. It's the speed combined with the net team having to move, play the next shot, that is really the problem.
Nice communication. Just a great forehand. That's such a good look. That ball was dipping so fast. Created a really difficult volley for Delmonico. Hanish and Paige are really starting to blitz more, putting on more pressure.
30-40.
There's that blitz.
Game, Hanish, Paige, they lead the first set 5 games to love.
All right, a little word from our sponsor, Volley. Looking to lower your PTI? The secret's out. Early adopters are already leveling up with Volley's AI-powered trainers, and they're leaving the competition behind. Don't get left in the dust. Download Volley now at www.getvolley.com or search Volley Racket in your app store. Volley. All right, it's 5-0. Hanish and Paige are up with a very comfortable lead. Hanish is taking us out. Was just serving. Her partner in the pink band is Taya Page. On the far side, hitting that drive right now is Carrie Delmonico. And her partner,
15, love.
Lauren Gebbia, to her left. It's a great serve. Delmonico and Gebbia switching in the backcourt, seeing if perhaps they switch their target. Wow.
30,
hustle.
love.
It's a great drop volley.
Forty, love.
That's a nice little cutter, 5-page. She made that look easy. The ball just bites so hard. For those of you who've never been on the other side of a cutter, it appears like it's going one place, and then as soon as it bounces, it bites, meaning it does not continue to bounce towards you. It stops and then bounces to either the right or left,
Game,
depending if
set,
you're playing a righty or
Hanish
lefty.
advance. They lead 1 set to love. You guys want the new ball now instead of after one more game?
All right, that's the end of the first set. So we'll be right back here
so I just
in
figured-
just a moment after these messages on the APTA YouTube channel presented by ProFlight.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to this APTA tour. We're here at the Ridgewood Classic with this women's semifinal round between Flor Hanish and Taya Page against Carrie Delmonico and Lauren Gebbia. So far, the first set, Hanish and Page took it fairly easily 6-0. And we're looking to see what happens in the second set if Delmonico and Gebbia can slow things down and really lengthen out these points to give them a chance to get back in this match. We have in the forecourt in the pink headband is Taya Page on the right, and on her left is her partner, Flor Hanish. On the far court, we have Carrie Delmonico on the right and her partner, Lauren Gebbia, on the left. Hanish and Page just switch sides at the baseline again to give their opponents different
15
looks.
all.
A rare miss by Hanish at the baseline there. So taking us out to serve is Carrie Delmonico, and returning right now is Flor Hanish.
That 15-30.
was a great move by Taya Page, just coming in behind that great dipping forehand by Hanish. Forced Delmonico to pop up her volley. Another pressure move by Hanish coming in. Hanish not looking to slow things down. They're applying a
15-40.
lot of pressure. That's a really good serve by Carrie Delmonico, just mixing up their target there. Kind of jammed Hanish a little bit on her return. Nice. Just really great lobs by Hanish and Page. I mean, consistently keeping Delmonico and Gebbia off the net beyond the service line, which is leaving a lot of offensive opportunities for Hanish and Page. It's like, why do we lob? To set up the drive. That's just
Game, Hanish,
a really
They
good
lead
ball.
The first set. Second set, 1 game to love.
You know, Hanish and Paycheck have been playing really well this match, and you know, again, there's some unforced errors that are helping them a little bit, but for the most part, they're playing just really solid. I mean, solid match, kind of pretty perfect.
Right, I couldn't agree more. And you know, when a team is very on, Dave, as you know, it can make another really good team like not look as good because they're just not missing, and they're really applying so much pressure to Delmonico and Gebbia. It's really tough to like stay in these points and not make, you know, low percentage choices, because you feel like all of your shots are just coming back.
And we talked about that earlier on, where, you know, it's the pressure that Hanish and Paycheck are applying that are causing a lot of these mistakes as well, because you just feel like you have to go for more. That there's one unforced error that we haven't seen in a while, and maybe that'll get Delmonico and Gebbia started here.
And I like how, I mean, it's interesting when Delmonico slides over on the deuce side there, they're still hitting that ball middle or deuce. So they're definitely targeting Delmonico with their overheads, and it's not just an ad side factor where they're trying to keep it over there. They'll pop one every once in a while, but they're really working Delmonico in that corner.
15 all.
It's a tough overhead, again, trying to just intercept that ball. The timing's just tricky. Plus dealing with the spin. That's always a factor.
30-15.
But I think even at the net, we saw a couple different varieties
40-15.
easy for me to say, of overheads from Hanish in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, mixing up the pace, mixing up the spin, mixing up the target is really tough to, again, we talked about rhythm and finding your rhythm. Well, when somebody's giving you a different look almost every single overhead, it's tough to find that rhythm because you always feel like you're a little off balance hitting that shot.
40-30.
Which leads to either a straight up, you know, error or a short lob, which then keeps you in that downward spiral cycle of trying to just defend.
The really good get there by Lauren Gary Delmonico on that short volley.
Yes. Dave, I'm excited for the Birchwood Open next weekend. Right here we'll be in Highland Park, Illinois. My my hometown. So, Allison Morgan and Adam Morgan will be heading that up, and looking forward to that action next weekend.
Game, Hannes Page. They lead the second set 2-0.
I know there seems to be pretty crowded schedule coming up. As you mentioned, the Birchwood Open, then February 8th and 9th, we have the Short Hills Invitational.
15.
February 15th and 16th, the Steel City Classic. February 22nd, 23rd, Indianapolis Open. And it all comes down to March 6th to 8th, the 2025 APTA Nationals in Philly. And,
Love Nationals. So fun.
yep. And, Denise, did you know that the Nationals are going to be played
Love 40.
Thursday starting at 1 o'clock on March 6th, going till Saturday finals under the lights. And they're holding off for the Sunday is just in case any weather issues. But
I like the change in schedule. Plus, under the lights just adds to the whole party vibe. Let's face it. We have the finals under the lights. It's like, let's go. But yeah, play begins 1 o'clock Thursday, March 6th, which is very different. Normally it didn't start till Friday morning, but Thursday morning at 1. I'll be there. Excited.
you have that U.S. Open tennis vibe
Game,
going.
Hannes Page. They lead the second set 3-0. They won the first
Flash
6
overhead
games
by
to love.
Floor Hanisch to end the point.
I know. Another little cutter. All right, so Dave, if you're Delmonico Gebbia, what are you thinking right now?
You've got to get on the board.
Yep.
No, I think again, it's coming down. I like they're playing longer points, and but now it's just Floor Hanisch is feeling it with those cut overheads. She's just hit 2 in a row to just outright win points.
Yep.
So, I think Delmonico Gebbia are going to have to get their lobs a little bit deeper, and they might just have to play
love.
A little bit more patient, and as simple as it sounds, I think they just want to start. Whether again we talked about it earlier, whether they're winning points or losing points, I think if they make Pajic and Hanisch hit 100 balls a point, they're going to have better chances of getting some mistakes and maybe able to get back into this second set a little bit.
40 love.
Yeah.
This seems to be another quick game.
Yes. Just being patient, waiting for the right ball.
Game, Hannes Page. They lead the second set 4-0.
A big service game there by Pajic.
Big. Such good hands.
By the way, that was an amazing get from Floor Hanisch to keep the point going.
Love 15.
Yeah, their execution's just not, mixing some balls perhaps they wouldn't normally miss, but it's the pressure that Page and Hanisch are applying, which makes you feel like you need to hit that good of a ball.
15 all.
But really good, it doesn't have to be great. Good would work. At least would extend the point work.
Right. Yep. No, absolutely.
I like Paige just kind of moving up, trolling on that, and then just calmly moving back to the baseline. While her partner put up a nice high lob to give her plenty of time to come back. Very smart play.
Lead there by Floor Hanisch, recognizing that she couldn't take that ball out of the air, just letting it go to the back screen and starting the point all over again.
Yeah. Really good discipline there. Wow. That was a quick trigger.
Yeah, that was a big forehand and a really good volley there. Gebbia.
Really good, both sides. Gebbia made that volley look easy.
30-15.
All right, and there, we saw a good point there by Gebbia and Delmonico. I mean, again, they moved the ball around. They put it in good spots. They made a couple of really good volleys. And
30. Oh.
Those pressure drives are just so tough because you just don't have a whole lot of time to get organized. I mean, Paige is really, really applying the pressure here, moving in. Even just look at her aggressive positioning to start
40,
the point. Now that's
30.
great hands there by Gebbia. But that pressure, it's tough. Tough to defend against.
And I think part of the problem is, even though Gebbia and Delmonico are making a lot of the volleys, and it gets tough wearing on you that you're just hitting a ton of great shots. How many great shots do you have to hit to win a point? And it's going to get harder and harder. And now the good thing, for Hanish and Pachik, they just keep hitting really good shots.
Yep. Like we mentioned, mixing up the pace of their overheads, the spins of their overheads, the target of their overhead. It's really tough to find your rhythm when it's constantly changing. Really keeps the baseline team off balance. And as a result, you end up with some short lobs. Just get in trouble. It's a great serve by Delmonico. Great volley by Gebbia. She looked like her knee was on the ground on that one, Dave.
Yeah, no, really good volley. And again, they're having to make really good volleys just to stay in the point. They're not even winning points off of really good volleys. And again, I think that's just, factor of the way Hanish and Pachik are playing this match. And, they're swinging out, they're not holding back, and they're making everything.
Advantage Delmonico.
All right, I like hearing. I don't know if that was Delmonico or Gebbia, but did you hear that, Dave? Like, come on, one more, let's go. It's like they might be down 4-0, but they are not giving in. They're still fighting. I love it. I like how Hanish stayed back a little bit to assess how that was going to unfold, and then came up and joined her partner at the net. It's a vet move right there.
Yeah, again, at this stage of the match for Gebbia and Delmonico, the last thing they want to do is look to press the action. I think they still want it to kind of come to them a little bit, but when they get an opportunity to hit a drive, I think they want to hit the drive.
Deuce.
It's another really tight overhead to the screen by Pachik.
Yeah, great ball. Looks like a nick that's just stuck on the side screen. Again, watch the feet. Look at how, their lobs, they're always getting at least 1 foot beyond that service line, which, again, look, it leads to an offensive look, leads to a drive by Hanish or Page. It's just, textbook. They're just waiting for that right one to create the instability they're looking for.
Advantage Delmonico.
So we have a game point here.
That might have been the first lob out, Dave. What do you think? by Page and Hanish.
I think it possibly was, and maybe even with them now with the game point, I would like to see even Delmonico and Gebbia maybe use a variety of overheads, maybe some rollers, maybe change the speed a little bit. Because to your point, Pachik and Hanish haven't been put under a lot of pressure missing lobs.
a great volley by Delmonico. Wow. Awesome drive and great volley. That was a good
Game
pass.
Delmonico, Gevia.
Okay.
Hannes Page lead 4-1, second set.
I love the excitement. All right, a little word from our sponsor, Corient. Corient is excited to partner with the APTA because whether as advisors to our members or as members themselves, they are already part of the APTA community. Learn more at www.corient.com, the official wealth sponsor of the APTA. All right, I just love the excitement and the energy at the end of that fifth game, Dave. I mean, arms in the air, cheering, like, yes, we have a game. We are not bageled. Let's go. So let's see if they can, harness that energy and continue to build on that game that they just won.
And I think, it could be something to build on. I mean, look, the first set's the first set. It's over. This is a new set. And you still have to win 2 out of 3 sets to win the match. So, they're in it. And as obvious as it sounds, but you've got to get 1 to get to 2 to get to 3. So, they're on their way. Again, for Delmonico and Gebbia, part of the problem is that Hanish and Patrick just are playing really well right now.
Yeah.
That last game they made a couple of loose mistakes, but we'll see how it affects the rest of the play in the next few games.
I want to give a little special shout out to our tournament directors, Daniel Blasco and Louis Vauclair, hosting this awesome tournament at Ridgewood Country Club. And special shout out to Drew Broderick for creating a men's challenger draw due to the high demand of signups. So thank you, Drew, for making that happen. And of course, Karen, Jedlick, and Patty, and everybody who just makes things happen. Cameron, the whole crew. There's so many people behind the scenes that make all this happen and organize and present this. So thank you.
Denise, thank you for giving me that plug, because if I did it, it would have sounded a little jaded and brotherly love.
No problem. I got you, Dave.
15.
I was out there watching, would have thought Drew and I had something set up on the side.
Oh, yeah. We know you do. Just kidding.
Come on, you saw the email. I voted against it.
You did. I'm a witness.
30-15.
All right, here we go. It's a big point. Got Floor Hanish serving. Nice.
I'll tell you, Hanish and Patrick on their serves, they've really been bringing it.
Yes.
They're not just getting it in. They're hitting the serve with some speed.
Mm-hmm. It's a great get by Delmonico. Nice lob. A little impatient by Paige there, but
that's still the one I get nervous about, because
100%.
She took a big swing at that one. She wasn't holding back.
But Delmonico hit that overhead with a little more pace, which I think, again, we've been talking about mixing up spin, paces, targets. Maybe threw off Paige's timing on that block.
Good move there by Lauren Gebbia. Surprising that nobody called that blitz.
Both got caught back. I like how Delmonico stayed back for temporarily to see how that plays out. Again, super smart move. It's a nice little get. Good nick. You know, when the ball hits that corner, Dave, you know, the nick, you never know where it's going to come out. And these players just make it look routine. Like it's just a clean screen instead of actually probably one of the most difficult shots to get in the game.
And I think one of the reasons for that, or really the only reason, is the player that the ball is getting hit to their side. Once they have like 1% of doubt whether it's going to be a side back or a back side, they go right to the side screen to cover the ball coming up the side, and their partner moves over in the middle to cover that middle ball. And otherwise, if they weren't trusting that their partner was going to be where they were in the middle, where the ball was going to go to the side screen, it's a tough shot. That's where I think the
30,
mistakes come
40.
in with players when it does happen.
Absolutely. It's so funny. I just noticed what just happened there. Paige got caught trying to, it was a nick, but she pushed out looking to cover the one that goes back in the court instead of going to down the sideline. And as a result, she got jam sandwiched on that. So that was a perfect demo of where kind of not to be. But it was like the first positioning error she's had.
They've given us both in this game.
Yeah. Watch out. That's really good. Hannes just got so close to the net on that and pushed Delmonico way back blocking and then dropped her. So perfect execution of like using backcourt and then exposing the front court. It's a great pressure move by Gebbia. Super smart. I like how she didn't try to hit that ball too hard. Her feet kept moving through the entire volley. Love that.
And that all starts with a big forehand there by Gebbia.
Yes.
Over the shoulder flick there by Harry Delmonico. Really good move there by Terry. And that's where her experience comes in, where she knew at some point they were going to try to get that ball to her side screen, and she was just waiting, kind of sitting on it, waiting for that shot.
Yep.
All right, Denise, what did I tell you? You had to get one to get to two. Here we are. We're at two.
What comes after two, Dave? What comes after two?
Three. We're looking for three.
We're so on it.
Love 15.
It's just high-level math. I mean, we're way overqualified for this gig, Dave. Way overqualified.
Love 30.
Move there by Ajik to
Yep.
see that floating ball and attack right away. Not let it bounce and get below the level of the net.
I like the formation.
Love 40.
Okay, I'm glad Delmonico came back, just kind of slowing things down just a bit. Going Aussie to cut off that cross-court return. Nice little pickup.
Game, Hannes Page. They lead the second set 5-2.
That was a quick game. They had their looks. Dave, want to talk real quick about Team Nationals, April 5th and 6th. This is run by Mike Raleigh, Greg Morgan, Patty Hogan. The women's will be in New Jersey and the men's will be in Chicago. That was quite the event last year. It's basically like, I mean, I was just a part of the women's and just seeing the energy. It's basically like a big girls' weekend. So I'm sure the guys do the same thing. But it was, I mean, I don't know what to highlight more, what goes on outside the wires or inside the wires. But all I know is it's guaranteed to be a great time. So encouraging teams to sign up and get ready to that. Again, April 5th and 6th, Team Nationals.
Love.
It's always a super fun event. Just watching it differently where, most of the players week in and week out are playing against each other. And now for them to come together and play as a team and kind of root for each other, it was, and of course, yes, the on-court and off-court shenanigans always add to a fun event. And it's definitely a really great event. A lot of fun. I know everyone that plays it enjoys it. And we're all good. Yeah, it's a great event.
I want to say there was over 500 players that played in I think the women's last year. It's unbelievable. They've just done a fantastic job building that tournament. All right. Oh, what a great little drive by Hanish and a great volley by Delmonico.
Love.
One adjustment I didn't mention before, but I really wish I would see, is just stepping up and getting a little bit closer to the net, because Paige and Hanish are just doing such a great job of hitting these like dipping drives, and the further off the net you are, the tougher the volley
40, love.
You're creating for yourself. Just watching some of Hanish's drives there bouncing inside the service box. I mean, those are shoe shines, as Charlotte Sikora would say, having taught with her a number of times. Just like right off your shoelaces, making a volley from low, well below the net. That's a tough ball.
I know, and they've hit a million.
40,
Yeah.
15.
Sneaky little trick shot there by Harry Delmonico. But yeah, Hanish and Pachik have been, they've been bombing the forehand and backhands from the baseline, and potentially, you always risk if you're moving too close, giving up the net. But I think, Delmonico and Gebbia have been losing way more points off of the missed volleys, more so than.
Game, set, match. Hanish Page, 6 love, 6-2.
Tough match. I mean, Hanish and Paige just played so solid. Applied pressure from the very beginning and never let up. So hats off to them. And Gebbia and Delmonico played a good match, but the pressure that was applied by Hanish and Paige was just too much today. So good luck to players going forward.
Yeah, no, they played a big game, for the whole match. They didn't make many mistakes, and, Hanish and Paige kind of took it to them, so to speak. So Denise, we have coming up shortly the men's quarterfinal match. So why doesn't everyone stay tuned to APTA live stream brought to you by ProFlight Live, and we will be back with men's quarterfinal action shortly.
Hey, Dave, do you want to call that match with me?
You know what? There's a good chance it might hear us again.
Let's do that, Dave. Let's do that.
It's not going to be a repeat. It's going to be live.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
All right.
Signing
Stay
off.
tuned for the men's action coming up.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.